What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be showing you Jeff's Kuwabara deck that he played for this week's Campus Championship. Let's jump into it. All right, so if you haven't seen one of my deck profiles before, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be telling you more about how the deck wants to work, giving you the elevator pitch of the deck, as opposed to just reading off the cards, because that's kind of lame. So what does this Kuwabara deck want to do? This Kuwabara deck wants to play the most skill-intensive game it possibly can. It wants to have a ton of resources. It wants to have more cards than you, more options than you, and it wants to take all of your attacks and put them back to base printed damage. All it has to do is respond, commit a foundation, and put this attack, mine or yours, back to its base damage. Once per turn, pick a card up, and then once per turn, build a card as a foundation. Really, really solid play. And one of the main ways that we make sure that we stay ahead of our opponent is we are playing for Air Ground Smash. If we see Air Ground Smash, we are so far ahead inside of the game. Because I can play Air Ground Smash, draw my 3 cards, ready my foundation, use Kuwabara to then drop it down as foundation. Once I'm at Desperation, I'll pick it back up and then play it again. Being able to draw 3 additional cards as a 5-hand size character that has on face a ton of damage reduction is so strong. It's so strong. Air Ground Smash is one of the key ways to make this deck flow nice and smooth. You want to see this as quickly as you can. The other main way to make the deck run smooth and kill people is we're playing 4 Spirit Sword Thrust. Yeah, this card doesn't have a block, but it's okay that we're not blocking because we're Kuwabara and we can make everything printed damage. And so when with Spirit Sword Thrust, I take 3 of my face downs, which I'm sure I have, bring them up to my hand. It's now an 8 mid for 8. And then I get to take one of those cool cards and put it back into my staging area, either face up or face down. It's my choice because my name is Kuwabara. This card is like Air Ground Smash into Spirit Sword Thrust is one of the scariest moves that we can do, because we can Air Ground Smash, build it down, Spirit Sword Thrust, pick it back up, and then play my Air Ground Smash again. I'm going to draw 6 cards, smack you with an 8 mid for 8 after singing a 6 high for 6 and then another 6 high for 6. Actually insane how potent these 2 cards combo together. But let's say you don't see them. What's the other third best play to see? It is Sword Get Longer. Enhance, build 3 cards if you're Kuwabara. They do come in committed, but Kuwabara is going to get to lift them. Spirit Sword Thrust is going to get to lift them. There's just so many options. One of the best turn 2 plays that you can have is I'll build 3 or 4 foundations, maybe get smacked up with Kuwabara, committing them and making sure that it's minimum damage, and then I'm going to build. I saw Jeff inside of the Campus Championship play 2 of these, and on turn 2, he was in deadlock. Wowzers. Actually crazy. Made your Spirit Sword Thrust and your Air Ground Smash. He never failed another check for the rest of the game. He lived in deadlock from there on. And with all these face downs, another kill condition that we have is for Swimming Bird. It gets +1 damage for each face down that I have in my card pool. In my staging area. And with Kuwabara, I'm just going to get a ton of them. I can have all these cool face downs and play my Swimming Bird, and then use my Spirit Sword Thrust to then pick them back up. Sword Get Longer into Swimming Bird is just like a free 9 damage attack if I build the Sword Get Longer down. It's just like it's crazy strong. Up next, we've also have 3 Deflection Swing. This is one of my favorite Kuwabara cards in the entire game because with Kuwabara, if you see 1 Deflection Swing, you see them all. Because I can play the Deflection Swing, use Deflection Swing to pick up Deflection Swing, build down Deflection Swing with Kuwabara, play Deflection Swing, use Deflection Swing, pick up my face down Deflection Swing, and build it down. So I can turn 2 Deflection Swings into 3 Deflection Swings with Kuwabara. And so I can turn my 3 into 4. Just a really solid card. Not to mention, I accidentally, because of the enhance on it being a reversal, I lost to this card because my opponent I was playing a Ghost Thief Funeral, and my opponent copied its ability, discarded momentum, and I couldn't block his Deflection Swing on my turn. I lost that game because Deflection Swing burned an extra 3 and then got to draw 3 additional cards. Very strong interaction when it works. And the last attack that we're playing is Spirit Slash. This card is really good on turn 1, turn 2, and it says after it leaves my staging area, after it leaves my card pool, I build the top card of my deck in my staging area. And so with Kuwabara, I play Spirit Slash, use this enhance, I build it down, then build an additional foundation. So I just build 2 on my 0 high block, and it also gets a little extra speed, a little extra damage. Not a bad poke, to say the least. Onto my actions and assets. The only ones that we're playing is we're playing Triple Bang. Because of me being a 5-hand size character, and because my plan is a little linear, there are plenty of cards inside the game that kind of just shut my character off. And so either I can just bang my opponent's character and say, hey, you don't get to play the game, or I can turn off key pieces in my opponent's staging area. Maybe they have a swordfish that's going to just hose my entire strategy. Well, my first hand is going to be bang. I don't want you to do that. Just a very, very solid card. Onto our foundations. We'll talk about the aggressive ones first. The first aggressive foundation that we're playing is the Yoko Spirit. Enhanced commit, my reversal gets +3 speed, and if it deals damage, and if it's completely blocked, it still deals 1. With Air Ground Smash being a deadlock reversal, it still has the words reversal on it. And so this counts. It being a 9 high for a 6 that's going to build down just means you don't get to interact with it. And then as Kuwabara, I'm going to pick this guy back up. Up next, aggressively, we're playing Double Generous Gambler. Destroy one of my face downs, get myself out of deadlock, and then give my attack another +2 speed. Yes, I can use it defensively, but there are a ton of other really good defensive options speed-wise. And so being able to give myself +2 additional speed is really, really good. Up next, we're playing One of Sun's Love as the start of our flow. First form, I'm going to be a 6-hander. If you want an extra momentum, I'll be a 7-hander. And a 7-hander with 32 vitality that has on his face a way to stop my opponent from hitting me harder is really, really good. You never give Kuwabara that extra. You never take that momentum if you're fighting against Kuwabara. Under a little bit more floor, we've got One God of Thunder. Once again, this keeps us out of deadlock. It can be one of the scary things Kuwabara has to deal with. But it also says destroy a foundation, ready a foundation. What happens whenever we check a little pour on our Sword Get Longer, or even worse, our Air Ground Smash? Well, my turn will be over. Well, if I've got God of Thunder, I don't. That's not actually the case. I'm going to destroy my foundations and then keep going. I've got these cards in hand. I want to use them. Up next, we've got Triple Endless Determination. One of the things about Kuwabara is I want as many of my foundations in my staging area as possible so that I can pick them up with Kuwabara's Desperation once per turn. And then Endless Determination says once per turn, I can add one of my momentum to my staging area face down committed, then use his Desperation to pick that card up. So maybe I did smack you with a Swimming Bird and I need a 1 mid block. Well, I'll build it for my momentum down and then I'll add it back up to my hand. And there's no real cost except for it is a once per turn ability. Not to mention, if this card is used as a cost, I can re-ready it. So anytime I respond with Kuwabara to put your damage back to printed, I can just use Endless Determination and then ready it back up. Very, very good. Very good. Turns 3 foundations into 6 foundations. You're going to have to find more attacks to hurt me. Up next, the next flow card that we have is High Spirit Awareness. Enhance opponent's turn, flip, add a face down from my staging area up to my hand. Kind of the same vein. I can use Endless Determination and Kuwabara and High Spirit Awareness to find whatever blocks that I need. High Spirit Awareness is just Kuwabara's Desperation enhance while I'm not in Desperation. Or maybe I need to rip my whole staging area apart to make sure that I'm not in deadlock. Here it is. Also, the deadlock response, the Kuwabara deadlock response is very, very good. Yeah, after a deadlock ability is played, cancel it. Very, very strong. Up next, my last flow card is One Honky Tonk Woman. This card says if I've got a cool thing on the top of my discard pile and I want it for the game, I'm just going to flip it and then snatch it. I think a 1-of is totally fine because of how many checks that we make in just inherently playing the game UniVersus. I think this is one of the most underrated cards in the entire game. I love Honky Tonk Woman, and I wish it was written on more deck lists. Onto our defense, we are playing 4 Toughest Punk in Junior High. This card is fantastic, but let me tell you about the interaction with it. So I have a face down card and I've got Toughest Punk. I want to use Kuwabara's response. The way that this works is I have to respond with Kuwabara before I'm allowed to respond with Toughest Punk. So I have to commit a different card and then I can flip my Toughest Punk. A lot of people I see wanting to play this card, they want to respond to Toughest Punk and then commit it. And that's just not how it works. Because of the fact that Kuwabara is affecting the number on the card itself as opposed to the damage being dealt to the life total. Kuwabara touches the card. Toughest Punk touches the floating number going to your card. The way that I describe it the best is Kuwabara touches the card, touches damage, and then Toughest Punk stops ouchies from happening. maybe not the most elegant way, but you catch my drift. But with that said, Toughest Punk, fantastic card in Kuwabara. Turning your printed 3 damage attack into doing no damage. No, thank you. you wasted a card. Up next, defensive-wise, we've got 3 future poolside date. Being able to discard a card and give -3 speed to whatever we want is very, very solid, as well as being able to accidentally have this thing on top of the deck and gain 2 additional vitality. Just stretches out my 32 life, and especially with it being playable while committed, I'll commit my future poolside date, put your thing to printed, figure out how to destroy it, gain my 2 vitality. Very, very good synergy inside of the deck. Up next, we're playing Triple Syndicate Target. This card's in here exclusively because it is a good 0 low block. Yes, I do have to pay 1 vitality if I go to use it as a block, but as a 0/6/0 low block, it's just a fantastic defensive utility card. Onto some disruption. We are playing 1 Rhythmic's Fighting Style. Commit if I block your thing completely. It is removed from the game. Fantastic versus throws. Vicious Madness being in the game means that Kuwabara does have to actually think about the plays that he's doing, because committing a card to turn your printed 8 damage attack into a printed 8 damage attack still feels bad. And so if I can find my mid-block, removing that Vicious Madness sounds like a way cooler plan. Rolling 1 Castaway and Forgotten, I can take and seal attacks so they can't get the extra bonus, as well as if you play something like Reduction, I can just get that card out of here. Not even a card. Up next, we're playing Double Wearlight. This card's really, really solid because if my opponent has any enhances in their staging area that are not playable at this exact moment, I can flip, choose that enhance that they were going to play, maybe on a committed card that's not playable while committed, and I force them to play it. Since they can't play it, well, they'll skip their enhance. They'll pass on their enhance. I'll pass on my enhance, and then we'll go straight to blocks. Maybe I don't even have to block. I now have a face down. I can commit it using Kuwabara and just not take the damage. Stop their attack dead in its tracks. Up next, we've got 4 Journey West. I think the card is some real secret technology when it comes to Kuwabara. I will take and enhance, flip Journey West. I'm not gonna block this. Make this attack as big as you want to make it. Oh, you gave it plus 20 damage? All right, I'll put it back and give it essentially minus 20. Hey, I took my 3 damage and I didn't block it. Your next difficulty is plus 2 because of my Journey West. I think this is some really, really solid Kuwabara technology under 2 of his symbols. Definitely try this card out. Up next, we're playing a Singular Damnation. Kuwabara is really good at taking care of attacks because of putting their stats back to printed, but Damnation stops my opponent's foundations. Damnation's as good as the staging area that it is fighting. So there are plenty of times, and it might just be response, I'll commit my Damnation and make your attack deal back to printed. But just having the card and it being safe might be the thing that clutches out the game. On to some more disruption. We're playing Double Manifestation. The reason I had this card in disruption is because it works perfectly with Kuwabara's response. I can respond, commit Manifestation as the cost. You will commit a foundation, and then your attack is going to do printed damage. Really, really annoying to not only have my cool attack and not do everything I was hoping it to do, but it also tapped me a foundation. It committed me a foundation. Does not feel great. And the last card that we're playing is 4 Ageless and Wise. One of the easiest ways to beat a 5 hand size character is blowing up their staging area, making sure that they don't have those resources available to them. And so response flip, after you attempt to Tagora Brothers me or Spirit Gun me, I'm going to say no thank you. Not to mention it is a 0/5 with a solid 2 low block. Just fantastic stats for a really good card. All right, and so there you go. There's the Kuwabara deck that Jeff played for this week's Campus Championship. If you like the deck or you have anything that you would change, let us know down in the comments down below. We'd absolutely love to interact with you, as well as check out the matches that were played out on the channel. They'll be in their own separate playlist. And if you want to talk to me or Jeff about this really awesome deck face-to-face, go out to Patreon, patreon.com/TCGUniversity. Sub out there, get access to our Discord where we are tossing out ideas all the time. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching the video, and stay alert.